For what prevents us from saying that the happy life is to have a mind that is free, lofty, fearless, and steadfast? A mind that is placed beyond the reach of fear, beyond the reach of desire, that counts virtue the only good, baseness the only evil, and all else but a worthless mass of things, to come and go without increasing or diminishing the highest good, and neither subtract any part from the happy life, nor add any part to it? A man thus grounded must, whether he wills or not, necessarily be attended by constant cheerfulness, and a joy that is deep and issues from deep within, since he finds delight in his own resources, and desires no joys greater than his inner joy. Limiting one's desires actually helps to cure one of fear. Cease to hope, and you will cease to fear. Widely different as fear and hope are, the two of them march in unison like a prisoner and the escort he is handcuffed. Fear keeps pace with hope. Both belong to a mind in suspense, a mind in a state of anxiety, looking into the future. Both are mainly due to projecting our thoughts far ahead of us instead of adapting ourselves as What really frightens and dismays us is not external events themselves, but the way in which we think about them. It is not things that disturb us, but our interpretation of their significance. Think of your many years of procrastination, how the gods have repeatedly granted you further periods of grace, of which you have taken no advantage. It is time now to realize the nature of the universe to which you belong, and of that controlling power whose offspring you are, and to understand that your time has a limit set to it. Use it, then, to advance your enlightenment, or it will be gone, and never in your power again. It is not the man who has too little that is poor, the one who hankers after more. Stop wandering about. You aren't likely to read your own notebooks, or ancient histories, or the anthologies you've collected to enjoy in your old age. Get busy with life's purpose. Toss aside empty hopes. Get active in your own rescue. Care for yourself at all, and do it while you can. Today I escaped anxiety. Or no, I discarded it, 'cause it was within me, in my own perception, not outside. From the philosopher Catullus, never to be dismissive of a friend's accusation, even if it seems unreasonable, but to make every effort to restore the relationship to its normal condition. You are distressed by anything external. Pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it if you have to, the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present. It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable. Warriors should suffer their pain silently. Until we have begun to go without them, we fail to realize how unnecessary many things are. We've been using them not because we needed them, because we had them. Complaining does not work as a strategy. We all have finite time and energy. Any time we spend whining is unlikely to help us achieve our goals, and it won't make us happier. Life is such unutterable hell, solely because it is sometimes beautiful. We could only be miserable all the time if there could be no such things as love or beauty or faith or hope. I could be absolutely certain that my love would never be returned. How much more simple life would be. One could plod through the Siberian salt mines of existence without being bothered about happiness. Unfortunately, the happiness is there. There is always the chance, about 850 to 1, that another heart will come to mine. I can't help hoping and keeping faith, loving beauty. Quite frequently, I am not so miserable as it would be wise to be. A Stoic is someone who transforms fear into prudence, pain into transformation, mistakes into initiation, and desire into undertaking. Remember, it is not enough to be hit or insulted to be harmed. You must believe that you are being harmed. If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation, which is why it is essential that we not respond impulsively to impressions. Take a moment before reacting, and you will find it easier to maintain control. People hide their truest nature. I understood that. I even applauded it. What sort of world would it be if people bled all over the sidewalk? If they wept under trees, smacked whomever they despised, kissed strangers, revealed themselves? Feeling too much is a hell of a lot better than feeling nothing. The things you think about determine the quality of your mind. How do you defeat terrorism? Don't be terrorized. Always resignation and acceptance. Always prudence and honor and duty. Eleanor, where is your heart? Misfortune nobly born is good fortune. Regard as loyal, and you will make him loyal. Here is your great soul, the man who has given himself over to fate. On the other hand, that man is a weakling and a degenerate who struggles and maligns the order of the universe and would rather reform the gods than reform himself. I fail to remember ever having made an effort. No trace of struggle is detectable in my life. I am the opposite of a heroic nature. To want something, strive for something, to have an end, a desire in mind. I know none of this from my experience. Even at this moment I look out upon my future, broad future. As upon a smooth sea, no desire ripples upon it. Not in the least do I want anything to be different from what it is. I myself do not want to be any different. Thus I have always lived. Nothing, to my way of thinking, is a better proof of a well-ordered mind than a man's ability to stop just where he is and pass some time in his own company. Philosophy does not promise to secure anything external for man. Otherwise, it would be admitting something that lies beyond its proper subject matter. For as the material of the carpenter is wood, that of statuary bronze, so the subject matter of the art of living is each person's own life. It is quite possible to be a good man without anyone realizing it. For in this case, we are not to give credit to the many who say that none ought to be educated but the free, but rather to the philosophers who say the well-educated alone are free. The sun appears to pour itself down, and indeed its light pours in all direction. The stream does not run out. This pouring is linear extension. That is why its beams are called rays, because they radiate in extended lines. You can see what a ray is if you observe the sun's light entering a dark room through a narrow opening. It extends in a straight line and impacts, so to speak, on any solid body in its path, which blocks passage through the air on the other side. It settles there and does not slip off or fall. If you are told that such an one speaks ill of you, make no defense against what was said, but answer, "He surely knew not my other faults, else he would not have mentioned these only." Death is nothing to us. When we exist, death is not. And when death exists, we are not.